You probably be in the club and hear some of your old shit. Be like, I should have did this different.
I swear to God, it's hard to even listen to some of the music that I work on. You got to imagine, I listen to it 1,000 times, as I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So it's, it kind of jades my, it kind of fucks up my listening experience.
Yeah, I would hate that shit.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front with you. I would definitely hate to be out and be like super critical of some shit you hear and be like, why the fuck you mix that like that?
Oh God, unless I'm
why
off
you
the
paying
tequila.
that part? What the fuck?
Yeah.
You hear
It's
the
crazy.
stories about Dr. Dre in the studio, like spending days on like one snare
Right,
sound,
right.
and you've worked with him. He's like a mentor of yours,
Right,
yeah?
1,000%.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that perfectionist like mindset when you're kind of going into a record. So it's going back to Pimp a Butterfly. I always talk about how long it took me to do the intro. Wesley's Theory. It took 7 days to mix the record. Because it's just like it was different for me because at the time, coming off of Good Kid, Mad City, remind you, like I wasn't trained. I couldn't afford the music schools, none of that like cliche shit. So I was almost second guessing myself, like, what are you doing right now? Like, you got this big ass board in front of you, you got these live musicians, recording upright bass. Like, what the fuck you doing? Like,
Yeah.
wrap it up,
Well, that's all three of those Kendrick albums just feel like such like mature pieces.
Right.
It's funny that everyone was kind of working at the beginning of their skill set.
Right.
Or did you guys have like kind of a mentor that was overseeing the project, or was it all kind of young guys just figuring out a new sound and way to? It feels like a new type of album.
Right. I mean, that from the beginning, that's always been our thing, is just do what feels right to us. We call it human music because anybody can relate to it. So once we got with Dre, it was just a way to kind of level up what we were already doing. One thing Kendrick said, when we're going into this album, we want Ali to be involved in the mixing process because we've already curated this sound that was so unorthodox compared to everything that was out during that time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to fuse, the out the box shit that I was doing, the stuff that didn't make sense, using drum plugins on vocals and all this random stuff, fusing that with, the techniques that Dre has, accumulated and acquired over the past 30 years of his career, is really what shaped our sound. So, I mean, Good Kid, Mad City, to answer your question, Good Kid, Mad City was the album that, Dre was overseeing just the soundings of it to make sure we're going the right direction. Because that was my first time working on an analog board.
Wow.
So I kind of
Section
learned.
80 you did.
It was all in the box. It was a
Word.
stolen inbox that I grabbed off Craigslist.
Section 80 so fucking good, bro. I love Section 80.
Man, what?
That's one of my favorite projects.
You got to realize that album, bro. Like a lot of the distorted vocals and all this stuff, it was done only because the mic was broke. So
that's fucking hard.
So we had to like mask like the imperfection by adding it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the way that like a Good Kid, Mad City album comes together, or a Pimp a Butterfly, like they all feel like stories that everything works together.
Facts.
Is every song like kind of developing two tied together? Like the only thing I can relate to it is writing. You'll sometimes write stuff and then you'll go, oh, this connects back there,
right,
and that connects back there, and then before you know it, you have everything tight. Is that how the album is made, or is it made like song at a time?
So that's like the genius that Kendrick has. It's during those times, when we're putting To Pimp a Butterfly together, the whole time he's just in these headphones putting together like the skits and the transitions while the music was being created. Like that his process is the album isn't done until it's done. So it's really just getting down to getting the songs done and then figuring out how it all plays together with the whole scene of the project. Every album has to be some type of cinematic, cohesive type of project. There's a lot of themes behind it, and he mastered that.
Do you think musicians now are doing that, or do you think like the TikTok of it all is changing the concept of what an album is?
I think playlisting changed the concept of what an album is.
That's true.
A lot of artists, now instead of working on a cohesive project, in my opinion, I just see a lot of them working on, just singles to,
label.
Exactly. Or they'll do an album knowing that only 2 or 3 songs might get playlisted.
Yeah.
And they're happy with that, So, if they like it, I love it.
Well, yeah, it just makes them look at it completely different.
100%.
I think you still, obviously, it is a luxury. But I think you still appreciate the artists who have the luxury of being like, I'm recording a project.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you wish that everybody could approach it like that. And I think that, my selfish reasons, I feel like they should.
Right.
But at the same time, you're like, the industry's changing. So I understand you're trying to keep up, and understand that it's a dog-eat-dog world. If you don't keep up,
right,
then what do you really do? So I get it on both sides, but yeah, you do appreciate the ones like Kendrick who can come in and say, I'm putting together a project, and we wait on the project.
Right. I mean, it's just artists that understand longevity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Artists that understand this body of work it's got to be more than just getting booked for a few shows. It's got to last the next year and a half, 2 years, if need be. I feel like the artists that really look at the business, strategically, and add only what's needed to the culture rather than just dropping everything.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell those are the ones that are here for long periods of time.
Is there you too, Chris? Is there a body of work in the last 5 years now? I would say, other than bodies that you've worked on, works that you work on, is there a body of work that you can say to yourself like that is to me a really good body of work that I've heard?
Besides ones that I've worked on, man. 5 years, man. Igor was one of my favorite albums.
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Tyler. It's great. It stays on repeat.
Yeah.
I love Brent Fryers. Yeah, man. I mean, it's my music has gotten kind of monotonic where it's like a lot of the stuff sounds the same in a sense, So it's it's the artists that I'm hyped about, Baby Keem, Smino, a lot of the younger cats that are positioning themselves to be like the next greats,
Yeah, I fuck with them.
Just coming with something new and different, the Malik Moses's and all these artists that are really developing different sounds and sticking out like a sore thumb, compared to just following the herd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the albums that I really like. Surf, the Chance, it's the Donnie Trumpet and Social Experiment is the band, but it's a Chance album essentially.
Okay.
But the way that everything works together on that one as like a complete work.
Right.
I love that album.
Yeah, whenever that happens, man, it's therapeutic. It makes you want to just sit and just indulge into a full body of work, and
my last album I really like, just was soaking up like this much shit is Jasmine Sullivan's last album.
Right.
I fuck with that album.
Yeah.
Super tough. What? Why you laughing at me? Because I listen to Jasmine Sullivan.
No,
I'm an R&B ass nigga,
for
man.
2 months, that's all he played every single day was
back.
That shit was hard.
I miss R&B, bro. It's coming back so strong right now. I'm super excited for it. It takes me back to I remember when Jamie Foxx, what was it? Intuition, I think. You guys remember that album, Intuition, or something like that? R&B, at that time it just felt different, and I could see that coming back.
I liked what was Jamie Foxx? Was that the album?
It was with the green cover. It was the black
green
and
cover. That was what was it called?
Irreplaceable Intuition,
something like that. Yeah. I'm with you though. Hey, Nucky, move out.
Got the guard dog going crazy.
That nigga's insane, fam.
He's guarding us from some
That nigga's
cosmic
insane.
energy.
I've been seeing a lot of Frenchies, dog, just really just are savages.
No, he is he just entitled like a motherfucker. He be trying to correct everybody. He be trying to bite people. I've been trying to give him away on this podcast for a while. Don't nobody want him.
You gotta. Oh, that's crazy.
No, I'm stuck with him, fam. Wait, I'm trying to see. I don't know why I'm taking forever to find out what the
Wait,
fuck
was
is
it
that.
Unpredictable?
Unpredictable. That's the one. Yeah.
That was the first single too.
Yeah, crazy, right?
With Ludacris, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, with Ludacris.
He had a record with
and
Game.
Then DJ,
that was crazy.
DJ playing those love song was hard. Yep. He had hella records on there. Actually, he had the one with Kanye on there. Extravaganza.
Yep.
Yeah, he had hella records on there. That was definitely good.
That was a classic.
That was a good ass album for sure.
Facts. Because
it was Jamie had just did something. And I think he was hot. He was doing shit. But we all knew Jamie could sing. I don't know if everybody in the world. Jamie had released the album before that one that he wouldn't speak about. I think it was in '94 or something. Right. And then he when he dropped that one, it was just I guess the world just it was okay, we heard you on Slow Jams, and I think Gold Digger was out the time. Right. But then when the full album came out, he was okay, Jamie got a full ass project.
It was crazy too.
It was crazy.
Yeah. High school, I remember that. It was
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I feel like he can just kind of dance into whatever.
You can do a lot to that
thing
album.
He wants, or just Jamie in general. He'll be like, I'm gonna do Oscar-winning part. Now a sketch comedy show. Now I'll
talented, bro.
He just hops around. It's awesome.
It's not many like Jamie Foxx. Yeah, when people used to go to his concerts back in the day, he used to full on do stand up and music all in.
Lil Duval, bro. Lil Duval, I've seen him. I've never been to his performances, but he does his his stand-up show.
Yeah.
Goes into live performance, like really just lays it all out. I kind of fuck with that.
You fucking with the music?
I mean, it's for what it is. Yeah, 100%.
No, I think it's good. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. I think he ain't putting like.
It's not forced. Like,
yeah,
you do
he's
what
funny.
you want.
Yeah, like it's dope.
It's the pressure on the artist. I can imagine just trying to, just being socially conscious of saying or doing the wrong thing. And when you lose that like fuck it like thing in your head, to just like just do it. It's when it becomes organic. Like
yeah. Do you think that's not like, I don't want to say kind of scary, but like nowadays it's just like I think everybody is so afraid. We can probably go into an article. I guess we'll introduce the show. Should we introduce the show? Let's intro the fucking show. Welcome to Wine and Weed. Hey, I'm one of your hosts, Sterling Steelo Brim, aka that dude, aka S to the B to the best of the breed, aka is that third leg. No, it's just me, aka concerned father, aka Black Mama, aka R.I.P. Black Mamba, aka Stevenson, Stallington, your stylist, and last but not least, your Uncle Elroy. And with me as always,
I'm Chris Whitaker, aka the Connoisseur, aka the Goop in Your Gap. Oh God, I was like, I'm gonna smoke this while I'm doing my intro. And
that shit hits you way too hard. You want
totally gonna work.
Right now.
Yeah.
AKA the Elusive Moose, AKA La La La, AKA your new baby daddy, AKA.
Keep it going.
What else?
Saxophone Jones.
Saxophone Jones.
Yeah.
And we got off camera Courtney.
Off camera Courtney. Yeah, Courtney. What are your AKAs?
AKA The Voice, AKA off camera Courtney, AKA Courtney Gates, AKA The Oracle.
She really pushing this
AKA
Courtney Gates.
Invisible Courtney, AKA I'm gonna be a billionaire one day.
Hey.
I'm just sad that you think the only way for you to get there is through Bill Gates.
No, absolutely. I'm gonna do it on my own.
Okay,
Not
cool.
because of
But then you gonna
the
change your
link
last
up.
name to Gates when you get there?
No.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Then the link up is a power couple.
And with us, we have a very, very, very special guest, award-winning, Grammy award-winning music producer slash engineer, Derek Ali, Mixed by Ali.
Yo, you making me blush. AKA the original.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just fucking.
No, run the AKA. We
Run
definitely get
it.
an
I
opportunity
don't know,
to AKA.
AKA the light skinned Tommy Smith. I don't know. AKA fuck with your boy, the original. AKA let's drink some liquor, smoke some weed on this amazing podcast,
My
Weed and
nigga.
Weed podcast.
I appreciate
yeah.
you for being here.
Of course, man.
It's a long time coming. We're supposed to
Come
make this
on,
happen.
man.
Now we're making it happen. So I appreciate you taking the time out.
Anytime, man. I appreciate you having me.
And like we said in the intro, you worked on some legendary projects.
Facts.
You've worked on all Kendrick stuff. Mad Dog Productions is
Top dog.
Top Dog. I'm so
Top
sorry.
dog. Come on, man. You
Top-
got.
I knew I was gonna fuck it up too,
Not
so we'll
playing.
cut that out and
Yeah.
I'll go. Top Dog Productions.
Entertainment.
Top Dog Entertainment. God fucking damn it.
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog. Shout out to Mad Dog 2020.
No, that whole
Let's
team
drink
is
that.
whole team is incredible though. The directors
Sponsored by
you have
Mad
on
Dog
that,
2020.
You know?
We
Sponsored
can't
by
go
Mad
past
Dog.
the Mad Dog, Chris. Chris, like, let's keep going. It's like Mad Dog's hilarious.
I don't think you know about the Mad Dog. We got to bring. Hey, I'm gonna gift you with some Mad Dog 2020.
Do you drink Mad Dog?
I'm aware of it. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe one time. Maybe
Okay.
I have
Shit,
Mad
what
Dog
was you at,
2020.
Phil?
I was at a liquor store and that's all they had.
Okay.
Good times.
You was young, wasn't you?
Yeah, it's probably college.
That was last week.
Yeah. I don't think I was just getting it for fun. But yeah, I mean, you just what an amazing resume, and it's great to have you here.
Appreciate you, brother.
And if you don't know about this show, we do on this show is we, like you said, smoke some weed, we drink, and when we do that, we also go over the news of the week, which is very responsible of us. But now we go over all that stuff. It's a topical podcast, and more than anything, it's a comedy podcast. So don't take anything too serious. Let's talk shit, have some fun.
This falls 70% in China after government orders couples to cool off. The number of divorces.
The fuck does even mean?
Yeah, what is
I
it?
don't know.
So the number of divorces recorded in China has fallen more than 70% since the introduction of a mandatory cooling off period earlier this year. So under the new civil code, which came into force January 1st, couples filing for divorce must wait 30 days after submitting their application, during which either time the party can either withdraw the petition or they can continue to do it. Then they must then apply again after that month is up in order for the marriage to be ended.
Somebody in that government, that
Yeah.
girl's trying to skate. They're
He was
like,
like, nah.
nah, we gotta change the rule real quick.
New 30-day
Yeah,
policy.
you ain't going nowhere.
You need to calm the fuck down. You need to calm the fuck down.
Watch what I do.
I'm gonna change the policies on your ass. You keep playing with me.
What percentage of those couples do you think were like, and then we realized, no, we actually are in love. We were just having a rough patch. Or they were just like, we don't want to fucking deal with this
I
paperwork.
don't like it. I don't like it from the abuse standpoint. I'm gonna tell you why. People who are in abusive relationships, if they finally get the fucking courage to go and tell motherfuckers like, "Hey, I'm finally gone, nigga." The nigga gone. The coach is still need to get the fuck out. And you like, "Hey, ma'am, you need to calm down.
Chill out. It wasn't that bad.
30 days. It's like, nah, fam. She's trying to get out of this relationship right now. Let her go.
There has to be some type of like exaggerated type of scenarios where they kind of implement that, because that seems dangerous.
Yeah, but then it's always fucked up because then it's just like the man again getting to decide like, hey, she's like, yeah, this is an emergency situation. Like, well, did you bring your proof of abuse?
Right.
Yeah.
This black guy ain't
the videos. We need the videos and the pictures.
This black guy ain't doing enough for you.
They're like, no, you could do it to yourself.
Yeah, that's scandalous.
Yeah, I wonder. At first, when I heard it, I thought it was gonna be like the government mandated, like if you're having a fight, you gotta like go in separate rooms.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's hilarious.
And I was like, I don't know, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Maybe government maybe there should be more laws where it's like, hey, the law says I gotta go play a video game.
Right.
You have to, take a breath.
There's gonna be a lot of take a breath.
She don't get nothing to
Come
do.
back. I don't know what she gets to do.
Video game.
I didn't want.
He's so not
I didn't want to put
concerned
some I was gonna say like watch a reality show, but I didn't want to put. I guess I'm putting a stereotype on myself.
He's so not concerned what his girl thinks that he was like, I don't fucking know what you do.
I don't know.
I play video games, but what do you do again?
Yeah, that's extreme for sure.
No, they gotta fix that. But from the other perspective, it is like chill out.
I mean, marriage is like a bit. I mean, I don't know the rules in China or where it's at, but like it's a business, so it's probably declining at such a fast rate where somebody's losing some money.
Yeah, is it all for the diamond companies? Are they losing bread? No, I'm asking for real.
No, that's real talk.
According to the stats, in the first quarter of 2021, there was only 300K divorces filed versus last year when they didn't have this rule in, it was 1.6 million divorces filed. So that's why it's dropped 72% because of this new law that they have in place.
Because you're making it harder, motherfucker. It didn't drop.
Yeah.
You just made it harder.
There's a lot of
That's
homies cheating. Like
for sure. We had this convo last week. We actually went over this. Apparently, and this could be made up, our guest said allegedly there's like this law, as you speak about marriage being a business, there was this law within the marriage for Bill Gates. Apparently he each year he got to visit, his old thing for a week.
Yeah.
Like, I just get this week real quick. I come back, I'm stress free.
Bill Gates a real nigga. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, so I was about to say, like, do you think marriage would, like, people would be more drawn to marriage if?
I think if people had those lines of communication to understand like open relationships to that level, like it would be different. I think people nowadays, paint themselves as like, oh, I'm just perfect and like, like I don't make these mistakes, and they kind of ruin themselves and the image of themselves from that. Bill Gates, I can imagine, how much is he worth?
Too much.
Way too much.
Like 200 billion.
You feel me? Like it's when you got that, it's I'm gonna look, baby. I'm gonna be going to do this. We're gonna do this together.
She probably was like, only a week. That's fine.
Like, go do your shit.
$200 billion a week. That's all you want, fam?
I'm gonna take this boat. I'm gonna do what I do. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? We gonna link up.
We good.
I feel like last week they were like, we got divorced, and then slowly it's been like, because he hangs out with Epstein, and he had this girl on the side, and he did this to another.
So what you're saying is he didn't pay her enough.
Slowly, she's like slow motion dragging.
Yeah, but like, is it her making this? I've been hearing this stuff too, right? But is it her making the statement, or are they just whispers, or is she releasing the whispers? Because at the end of the day, like, I imagine he controls some of these publications as well.
A little bit of my media conspiracy is that we don't want to like turn the public against Bill Gates because Bill Gates has been linked with vaccinations. So I feel like they're not like Bill Gates is now canceled, like because they still want people to go get the vaccination. I feel like, but they're like instead like Bill Gates is getting a divorce. Maybe I don't know. I smoked some weed. I smoked
Chris,
some
I said,
weed.
damn, you went that far for that shit.
So I don't want to QAnon people out there, but I just feel like in however the media has played it, Bill Gates has been connected to the vaccine. So we don't want to believe he's a bad guy.
Anytime they say his name, they connected. But imagine being Bill Gates and you just had like a little side piece. Like, damn, I can't have a side piece without, you know what I'm saying?
Got y'all on this bullshit. Hey, Nucky, chill, bro. You know what's interesting? We can go to the next article if you want to go into this article. I don't even know if we were going to talk about this at first on the show. But What you saying that about Bill Gates and kind of if people were more open with their real situations. I don't know if it's true. Allegedly, again, we don't normally go over this shit, but Kylie and Travis apparently got back together, but they're in an open relationship. And I don't give a fuck about their relationship, right?
Oh.
But at the same time, when I saw it, I was like, that is big for normalizing people being in open relationships.
Right.
As the world follows motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, reality stars, whatever else it is, cool, but like more than anything, your representation of whatever it is. So
Right.
if this is an opportunity for people to say, hey, is there another relationship other than just
Right.
the ones that we were sold a long time ago?
Mhm.
Right.
I think it's an interesting conversation. I think it's an interesting conversation for a lot of reasons. I think there are different people doing different things. And I'm like, that's interesting. Like Nick Cannon said he'd never get married again.
Right.
And he got like 7 babies on the way. And they
Yeah,
said-
Nick Cannon has 7
He has
babies.
a lot
on
of
the way?
babies. He has
Yeah.
a lot of babies.
From
Yeah.
like
They said-
4 different
they-
moms,
they
like
said-
all at once.
They said the only difference between Future and Nick Cannon is reading. That's what somebody wrote today. I said, nigga, that's hilarious.
Man.
Yeah, he's expecting his 7th child.
Yeah, and
But
now
isn't he like also expecting
God
like his
bless him.
6th and 5th, or just had his 6th?
he just had them. They
Like,
was
just had
twins. 6
them,
and
yeah.
5th came, and then he got
Oh.
7 right now.
Yeah, that's a quick baby making. you
I
know?
ain't mad at him. I also understand that every chick is auditioning to be a Wild 'N Out girl right now.
Right.
They like, damn, we can get a baby out of that shit.
It's a weird time. Nah, but
Thought I just had to do the bullshit work. I can get a baby too. Fuck it.
Nah, it's crazy. Nah, it's just man. For one, that's just really their business. Like, it's crazy to even know where people will be getting the information from.
True.
Like, but if that is the case, man, God bless them, man. If they're happy, they're happy. Like, it's too much like people shaming for everybody else. Just shaming people for whatever decisions they make when, half these other people got skeletons in their closets as well.
For sure.
We're just in a different time with like information. Everyone's just thirsty to see what everybody else's demise is looking like.
Yes, it's true.
Ooh, that's true.
I agree that it's also gonna if that, like, we want to say that well, it doesn't matter, that's just their personal lives, but that degree of fame does bring a lot of spotlight onto the topic itself.
True.
And there's just another photo earlier today. Not that we're like usually a celebrity gossip,
Because we don't even do this shit.
No,
really
never.
not this. But there's another photo of 3 famous people who are kissing each other and cuddling up.
Who? I ain't see this.
It's
I don't be
Are
on.
we a celebrity
see,
gossip
We're
podcast?
We don't
not
even-
a celebrity gossip podcast, and I feel like we're probably friends with some of them, so we probably should
Are we friends with
skip-
them?
should
Yeah,
just
maybe
skip
we could
right
hop
on
it.
over
Oh, no,
it.
I don't want to talk about it if I know them. Shit.
You might know one of them. I think.
I feel like, yeah, let's.
Damn,
think
Wes,
you know one
send
of
me
them.
this shit at least. Motherfucker want to know what's going on now. I ain't got to comment on it, but I want to know what's going on.
But it feels like it's like like that, like the Kardashian family feels like the pop culture crowd, and this feels like the more intellectual crowd. So it's like both sides of it being seen in a pop culture way. So it was like it brings monogamous or polyamorous or unmonogamous or polyamorous relationships into the mainstream,
Right.
and it. Plus Bill Gates, it feels like it might be. Plus everybody is going outside again, and everyone's like,
Oh, it's gonna be,
"Babe, can we just fuck everything?"
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I
mean,
can see
shit.
that happening.
I'm cool.
I
I'm
can see this
cool.
being the summer of
Okay.
love.
There's
I'm cool with
pictures
people
of
doing
them.
whatever make them happy. Honestly, that's
Yeah.
like where
Me
I
too.
land every time. Where I'm like, if people like, they got
If you did it, you fucking did it. Just
yeah,
that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's be the biggest mistakes about a lot of things is that people, when anything that can be looked upon as something people can shame you for, instead of leaning into it and being like, that's me,
right,
and I'm a person,
right,
and I'm not perfect. People always go the other route, like I didn't do that,
right.
and you'd be like, it's probably not even a bad thing necessarily.
That's like the thing about fame, bro. That's like really just scary, bro. It's like because it puts you on this pedestal that a lot of people are not really ready for. Like it's
That's true.
It's it's you just looked at and you like all your issues are magnified at a certain level, and it's if you're not a strong individual, it can take you over the cliff. This shit is crazy.
So I saw this post today that made me be like, oh, word, that's what's up. Like that, bruh, came out with his truth. Kwame Brown, did y'all been seeing? Is he part of the thing we were gonna do? Or no.
No, but we can talk about him.
Yeah, Kwame Brown. He kind of, he was getting into it with Matt Barnes and some other people. That's how it started. But then as he continued to get more and more, I guess, pressed toward his social media, he came out with a statement today. Fuck, I wish I wasn't high. I could
Hold
read
on,
this
I'll
full
read it.
thing.
Let me find it.
You got this? I got it right here. I can send it to you right now.
Yeah, text this man. I'll read it. I read it earlier.
Yeah. Because I only even brought that up because you said how fame is given out and then so much responsibility is given. Like as much as I always argue on the show, like man, if I was the NBA, I wouldn't have played during the bubble.
Right.
Like I wouldn't have played. I protested. Like that's a fair argument for whatever perspective.
Right.
But then at the same time, it's like, hey fam, I signed up to hoop, nigga.
Right. Facts.
To play basketball.
100%. It's a responsibility in that itself. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of sacrifices that people do, man. That it's just like people are so like just the times we are now, man. Everyone got an opinion about something, and everyone's just turned off on something. Like you really just can't please people, man. Like you got to just stay the course on whatever your own journey is, and just keep pushing. Like, but sometimes, hey, man, shit happens.
So I'll read the statement that he said he posted on, I think this is Facebook. He says, they used to force me to work out for 2.5 hours before games. Then they sat me on the bench until we were down by 30 with a couple minutes left in the game. As soon as I made a little mistake, the coach would be on the sidelines cursing and ranting like we were losing the game because of me. MJ never wanted me on the Wizards from day one. He drafted me to trade for Elton Brand, but the owner of the Wizards blocked the trade. They used to bring old veterans into practice just to have them foul and beat the crap out of me every day. I had Charles Oakley threatening to beat me up. I was an 18-year-old kid. Y'all thought I was weak. I'm one of the strongest men y'all know. If y'all experienced what I experienced at the age of 18, y'all would have been looking for the highest bridge to jump from. I told my mama at the age of 5 that I would move her out of the projects. I was a free lunch kid with holes in my shoes. I bought my mama a house on a new golf course at the age of 18, and y'all spent the past 20 years trashing me and calling me a bum.
Damn.
That's deep.
He said, I graduated from high school with honors. I qualified academically to attend the University of Florida on a full ride scholarship. I lasted 12 years in the NBA. Y'all made me poster boy for being a loser. If I'm what a loser looks like, then more black boys should become losers. And I was like, damn, like niggas really did trash Kwame Brown for 20 years, and he did nothing to them.
Damn.
That nigga was 18 years old. And I know Charles Oakley enough to know. Charles Oakley was on some bullshit with that nigga too in practice for sure. That man was 18 years old, and it's just like fame was given to him instantly from being the number one pick, and because it was Michael Jordan's first pick.
Right.
It was the first time Michael Jordan had selected a player and shit. He was the president. The nigga ended up having a Jackie Moon at that season. That was the season he came and played for the Wizards. Right. He did. He picked Kwame Brown and gave him instant fame, and just
took it from him.
Man,
it's like imagine like a lot of these. It's the same thing with like a lot of these artists that get put in positions so fast. Their records might blow up over on YouTube or something like that, and their fame is given to them, but they're not ready for it. So they're just on this constant just decline from their last biggest hit record, trying to chase that, and it just doesn't work out that way.
And the organization doesn't have to care. I was just talking about this. That I was like, I was telling my cousin because you're in a different day and age now in music. Like you can release your own music and catch your own wave. Like I was telling him, like when the A&R nigga, sometimes the label just knew what sound they wanted, and they would go motherfucking private label your ass and be like, all right, we got the nigga we want to put the sound on now. You know what I'm saying? He can rap and shit, but we don't want like the rap shit he doing. So we got this sound we gonna do, and it's gonna go. Now you might get your first record to go right, boom. Oh niggas like, oh he on now. But now you stuck doing this rap that you never fucking wanted to do in the first place.
Yeah, so imagine being like in the league and you're just used as like a pawn just to like
for nothing. You knew from day one I'm here to get traded.
Scandalous,
and then they can't get the trade done.
And then you're punching back at that point.
Nigga.
Yeah, that happens to people all the time in entertainment.
Man.
It's like they're just being shuffled around and not used for the best thing they are.
Yeah, but that's like, man, that's why you got to keep a solid team around you, man. People that's going to, what I'm saying, nah, he ain't doing this. He ain't doing that. Like,
that.
So, Gwyneth Paltrow's company sued after man claims vagina-scented candle exploded. Goop's website tells users not to burn the candle for more than 2 hours, and the company has called the claim frivolous. So, Colby Watson from Texas said he bought the infamous $75 This Smells Like My Vagina candle from Goop's website in January. After burning it for about 3 hours on his bedside table, he alleged the candle exploded and became engulfed in high flames, according to court documents. He said the blaze left a black ring on his bedside table and the candle jar was charred in black. However, no injuries were reported.
What scent is it? Like, is it scent that they provided, or is it like a random scent? Like, where do they get the scent?
So it's
Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina.
Her smell. I don't know how you.
It's a real vagina.
Is it supposed to literally be Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina,
I
or
missed
just
that part.
a vagina?
I think
It
it's
kind
gotta
of feels
be
like it's dictating what vaginas are supposed to taste like and will that
Right.
or smell like.
smell like. You
Also,
eating
okay,
wax,
this
bro?
is- this is
Nigga out here eating the
I never
candle.
did anything weird
What
with
if,
the
what
candle.
if somebody
He
just
Put his dick in that candle for sure.
I mean, smell.
This is what the
Oh
candle
my
looks like.
God.
It literally says, "This smells like my vagina."
That's what the candle says? And it's
Yeah.
Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
I gotta
that's-
get the fucking thing.
It's
And I
from her
don't even
lifestyle
care
website.
about Gwyneth Paltrow like that.
You gotta
I
figure
just
out.
gotta,
You gotta
I
know
just
it.
gotta see what the
Amazon
candle
him.
smell like, Phil.
Run to Amazon.
And she know that too. She know she got me on that.
I
Yeah, she
think
said it started out as a joke, and then she eventually was like, "Okay, I'm gonna do this as a joke, and I'm gonna release it," and it became popular because people are like, "What?" So of course you're gonna buy it because you were literally like, "What does this even smell like?"
And that's how you get around it, by not being like, this
A
is how
pervert.
vaginas smell. You're like, this is how my vagina smells. And,
No,
you know,
Well, why
that's
would
not
she
that,
say?
because I was hating on it for dictating how vaginas smell.
what if
Oh.
somebody bootlegs the candle and it's
Oh,
like it's
shit.
just like some
Wait, I thought Erica Badu was releasing a candle too.
I
This
buy that
is
one, but
how
that one gonna
my
fuck you up.
vagina
Yeah.
smells.
Oh, Erica Badu, I already know she got top 5 box, dead or alive, dead or alive,
It's definitely some pheromones in there
for
First
sure.
gonna fuck you up.
I'm not trying to
she okay.
get in
So
that trap, fam.
Erica Badu, yeah, she's releasing some incense.
I tell you this
that
thing, you
are
don't come out of that thing the
inspired
same.
By her vagina.
by- Yes.
You do not come out of that thing the same.
Yeah, oh God.
Vagina scented.
What's the release date on that?
This article came out in 2020, so I'm sure it probably has dropped by now.
Oh
Wow,
shit.
there's a lot of vaginas.
Yeah, I gotta
out
get them.
there.
I had a different vaginas in different parts of the house.
I can't
So when
imagine.
people walk in, they like
Like
upstairs
smoke-
smell better than downstairs. You're like, oh shit.
What if somebody in the hood just created the East Side version? Like it's just like, you know what I'm saying, like lighting, and it's like not it.
I hope.
It's like a bootleg version.
like a bootleg version.
Yeah, yeah.
It's what
Like
my
a-
vagina
yeah.
Fam,
smells
this
like.
not it, fam.
It's not.
This is what your vagina smells like.
There's no way Gwyneth packaged this. You lying, fam.
Man, those jokes. America, this is crazy.
Yeah, for like,
I feel like everything's fake now.
what that mean? What you mean?
Like nothing, like everything, like she did it as a joke, but now
Right.
it's a real thing. You know?
But was it really as a joke? Like it's like that's a label that I think a lot of people put on things to kind of like backtrack.
yeah.
I think they
I
thought of
write
that
LOL after
idea.
all my messages.
I got hacked
just to be like, I don't know, nigga.
yeah, for sure.
I don't fucking know what's going on.
Just playing.
Yeah. It didn't be about nothing, too. It should be shit you shouldn't even be embarrassed about. You'd be like, nigga, I don't know.
I like feta. Just playing.
Unless.
Well, we
but,
got-
but I also think you can be like, that'd be funny, right? And then people are like, yeah, that'd be funny. And
But
then,
it can. It goes back to like Supreme selling like a brick. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's novelty things I can imagine. You know.
Exactly. Yeah, and which makes everything feel fake in that way. Because it's like, what bricks are selling for $10,000?
It's a weird time,
What
bro.
is this?
People are. Somebody's bought a banana from a banana duct tape to a wall at.
For what was it, 100,000?
It was like some crazy, like $1 million or something.
Yeah, it was.
At Art Basel.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I like followed the person that was with the motherfucker, and they took the banana off the wall of the duct tape. He was laughing, getting on the
Yeah,
jet.
exactly.
And I was like, I don't know what message I was supposed to get from any of
Right.
this.
Just,
I'm
hella
confused
rich.
on all of it. But yeah, it was just him being like,
Yeah.
I'm rich.
We're just in a time where like it's like people like people are just putting value to things that make no sense. And
Well, NFTs. I mean, like,
exactly.
like if you talk about motherfuckers are really legit just cleaning money in a new way.
in a whole,
Because, like, that's all it is. Because when you look at the fucking NFT shit, you like, none of it makes sense to anybody. You know, I've had niggas fucking explain this motherfucker to me
Swear to God.
nonstop. And I'm like, hey, even you are someone that actually understands and you don't understand.
they were talking in circles.
Yeah, so you like, yo, fam, this is not real. This is just niggas cleaning money.
It always kind of ends with them
Instead
being
of
like,
through
yeah,
regular
I don't
paint,
know.
niggas is just like, I'm gonna do it on digital. It's even cleaner.
To the average real nigga, you like okay, what's the finesse here?
Yeah,
Like, you
it's
know what I'm
definitely
saying?
a finesse.
Like, to speak on this racket, it's crazy.
So speaking of NFT and all of that digital currency, Bitcoin value plummets after China issues new bans on transactions. In just 24 hours, the value of Bitcoin plunged from 44K to as low as 30K after China announced preventative measures to crack down on the cryptocurrency, according to CoinDesk. So I was going down a rabbit hole about all the different things that China has banned, and Bitcoin is one of them. And there's this interesting Reddit of everything that China is banned. Are you ready for this list?
They be banning hella shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Facebook, Amazon, Google, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Twitch, Pinterest, YouTube, Netflix, iTunes, Christmas, the letter N, Winnie the Pooh.
That means niggas couldn't stop saying
Harrison
nigga over there. So
and
we gotta ban the letter N. Just don't even start.
How you cancel Christmas? Like, what type of nigga cancels Christmas?
Nigga, how you take Christmas with people?
So
That is
Winnie the Pooh?
Winnie the Pooh gotta go though. He gotta because he be having his dick all out. We ain't spoke about that.
Facts.
When he drip dick, he be his dick all out. Yeah, he
don't
never
got
wear pants, man.
Hands in honey bowls and shit.
He gotta go. But that's wild. And then they sued America for TikTok. About to get banned.
And you can't smoke weed. I can't trust you if I can't smoke.
Yeah, they banned when they banned weed.
They been banned that shit. Like,
They banned weed?
That was during war.
you
Then they
can't-
banned that shit
yeah,
during war.
You cannot smoke weed.
Yeah, China
remember-
don't play that shit. You go to different countries though,
Oh,
they don't
yeah,
play that
it's
shit.
illegal.
Wow.
It's illegal.
Wow.
Illegal.
So
Swear
they
to
just
God.
have like, is it Waboo, their social media site? Like,
Oh,
they
I
have
know what
that
you're
and they have
talking about.
TikTok, and
But
they
it's
just
government
don't have
owned
the
though,
other
right?
ones.
Yeah, all that
It's
shit be
government
government.
owned,
Oh, is that what it is?
I remember we went out there. We did a show. It was like maybe 2012, bro. And we got a list of things that we can't like talk about, like do.
Like it was everything.
What? I'm like,
It
yo,
said
like,
everything, nigga.
your facts, like it's welcome to China. Don't do shit.
Don't
Like
do
I'm like, yo,
shit.
I'm like 19, trying to like, you know what I'm saying, go crazy.
Of course.
Yeah, like,
Like I'm traveling the world, fam. What the fuck you mean I
Yeah.
can't do nothing?
I'm in like some random homie's like apartment, bro. The shit was like a box, like just hitting the trashiest weed, just you know what I'm saying. It was
man.
just feeling like we were just so out of place and just breaking the worst laws.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden you're like a heroin addict because
Facts,
you're just smoking
facts.
weed.
Like damn.
Yeah, that are people like happy there?
I mean, I think everybody. I think you as human nature to kind of evolve with your surroundings.
Facts.
So like you probably become whatever it is that you're within. So you find happiness for sure.
Yeah,
You
make
find,
the best of it.
you
different
find
world.
happiness
Yeah.
within whatever it is. I mean, if not even being funny, if slaves could keep a sense of humor,
Right.
then how you don't think motherfuckers is finding happiness and all they just got is no Netflix?
They have more than no.
Nigga, I'm
Netflix.
I figured it out. Shit.
Nah, you gotta make the best in any
Wait,
situation.
but I want to know what Winnie the Pooh did.
Oh,
Fam, you were really bothered by
It's
Winnie the
because
Pooh.
Winnie
Winnie
the
the Pooh's
Pooh.
one of my favorite characters.
Son has
Because
no
Winnie the
drawers
Pooh
on.
looks like I think the
No.
prime minister of China, Zhao or whatever his name is. So he's
This some
been-
racist shit, Chris.
he's
I'm gonna
been-
tell you to
it's
back
for the
off of
X.
it.
It's for
I'm
the
gonna tell you to
X.
back off, Chris.
No, so he's been compared to. I promise.
You
he's
my
been-
friend, fam.
He-
Oh, no,
I'm
he's
I'm not
right.
letting them
He's-
cancel
no,
you with
He's been
this.
No, he's right,
compared.
he's right.
It's just a fact. He's
Oh,
been
this is
compared to
real?
Winnie
Yeah.
the Pooh so many times
That he
he is
canceled
so
the nigga?
sensitive that he's like, you're not
Nigga,
allowed.
that's the most
to say
dictatorship.
Winnie the Pooh at all.
All
Like,
y'all shut the Winnie the shit up.
Oh God, I kind of fuck with that. Like, you know,
Yeah, it is some real like.
Imagine somebody be like, "Nigga, you look like this." I'm like, "All right, bet." That whole situation is canceled.
Yeah, nigga, y'all can't
Like,
say
what?
that no more.
Don't say that word again. Like what?
Winnie,
Yeah, Winnie.
nigga, don't even say win.
He's so mad.
Wow, that's-
He chose. He
That's
woke. He definitely
crazy.
woke up and chose violence on Winnie the Pooh.
I just heard the Winnie the Pooh theory last night, and I don't hear
Oh,
Winnie
really?
the Pooh theories very often. But that all of the animals
yeah, I heard
represented
that.
different drugs. I've heard mental illness.
Oh, I've heard that before.
I've heard
I've
mental
actually heard that one
illness
before.
I've never heard.
I've heard that one before, but that's
illness.
also you normally hear that theory from somebody that's also high as
Yeah,
fuck when they
facts.
telling you,
Well,
and then you be like,
A lot of those early creators, like they were really like
They were out there.
Out there.
They were
bro.
on drugs.
Walt Disney, all of them was going crazy.
for sure.
yeah. Well, the idea would be that Pooh is weed, right? He just eats and
No, it's
kinda
Pooh.
chill.
So I just googled it. So it's Pooh has
right away.
an eating disorder.
Oh, this
that,
is the mental illness.
This is
one.
the mental
this
illness.
That was
Oh,
different
this
than
is
the drug one.
No, we seen the drug one.
Okay, let me see the drug
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And they got mental
Understand
illnesses too.
Damn.
that. Yeah.
I mean, that's a different theory.
Eeyore, right? Eeyore.
Yeah. They,
Eeyore
Yeah.
feels like an opiate, or he feels
Oh,
like
he's slow.
depression.
Yeah, for
Word,
sure.
Oh, okay. So it was Eeyore is marijuana. Piglet.
I
was
thought he was-
Eeyore is
mushroom.
marijuana.
Eeyore is marijuana, nigga. Eeyore
And
be
then-
lit in a
That's,
bitch.
that's heroin. That boy nodded out. What are you talking about?
You're right.
And he's sad, and he doesn't want
What?
to do
That
anything.
nigga off the pack.
Piglet is mushrooms. Rabbit is cocaine. And
I don't remember
Pooh.
Rabbit, but I
You
can see
remember
that.
Rabbit?
Like, I remember Rabbit, but I don't remember
You're a
Rabbit.
big fan.
What's Rabbit's vibe?
Why would
what's
you
his
love
vibe?
Winnie
Talk
the
to
Pooh
me.
so much?
You remember Rabbit?
Nah,
Do
Rabbit-
you agree that
Nah,
Rabbit's
Rabbit
vibe
is
was
one of the
cocaine?
less. Yeah, Rabbit's seventh on the call sheet.
He,
We don't know Rabbit.
Like, I remember
And
Kanga
then
more than Rabbit.
Who the fuck is
Pooh
that?
is
No
LSD.
idea.
little
Nigga, I know
baby.
4. I know Eeyore, Piglet, and Pooh.
And
I think-
Tigger.
And Tigger.
Tigger.
That's it.
Those are
Tigger's
the only-
ecstasy.
Them the ones I know. The fruit snacks, nigga.
Tigger
If you
is
didn't make it to a
Steve.
fruit snack,
The
nigga,
fruit
you,
snacks, oh God.
if you didn't make it to a fruit snack, nigga, you weren't really popping. You was an extra, in my opinion.
Oh my
I feel
God.
like it's gotta be. He's gotta be weed.
Who?
Pooh's gotta be weed because he's happy, hungry,
No,
sleepy.
he's LSD.
LSD. Tigger's
Somebody
gotta
tell
be
me Pooh was a
LSD.
girl though too.
Back-
Is that true?
I think they're like,
I don't know.
never mind.
Is Pooh a girl? Can you look it up? I mean, you look at everything else. You just leave me a shrug. How the fuck you gonna decide to shrug at me on this one?
I mean,
I asked you 4 things. She looked them all up. That was just Pooh a girl. She said, huh?
Yeah, whatever.
I
Nigga.
thought we would look this shit up.
Too many facts.
Online is unsure. One article says Pooh is a girl.
But a woman wrote
Then
that? I'm joking.
Don't do
It's a joke. I
and
can tell jokes on this podcast.
another one is that Pooh is a boy.
Yeah.
we'll never know.
I mean, man, I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and say he's like gender neutral or some shit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
They
It's like-
run you with that now. Do you not find that offensive? Like,
Maybe he's always been
J.K. Rowling's like, she took some L's on that because she kept trying to jump back in to Harry Potter after it was already done and being like, that
She's-
person's gay. And they was like, you never
nah,
said that
like,
shit.
nah, you can't.
She's
double
like, y'all
back.
didn't get that? It was a metaphor.
Yeah. She's trying to get hers. Nah, it's over.
She said mad problematic. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
She said a lot of problematic things.
Yeah.
So
Let me find out she cloud chasing.
No, she really, she
She
has
is
been.
kind of.
She has been,
She's
yeah.
she's weirdly wants to be controversial.
And you're also
or
like,
will
Yeah.
die
fam,
on this
you rich as
stupid
fuck,
hill.
just go home.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man, it's gonna be a new Harry Potter. It's gonna she's gonna be like a lesbian. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
She's
You
like
keep saying haircut.
Yeah.
She's like
Yeah, she's anti.
she's
a
like
lot of stuff.
anti-trans and like
Oh, wow.
has
Yeah.
some fucking
Really?
axe to grind about it. Where she's like, I wrote a
Yeah.
whole book about a villain who's a man who dresses like a woman, and you're like, why are you doing this, J.K. Rowling? Just get out of the fight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she
Get
wild.
out.
Yeah,
She got a chip on her
she's
shoulder for
tripping.
sure.
She's tripping for
Yeah,
sure.
I think it's because she used to write under a men pen name, and it's something where she's like, I think she has some sort of like, there's something fucked up in that woman's brain.
I just
Once again, not a celebrity gossip podcast.
I know what is
but-
happening on this.
But I will
episode.
drag J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
How many times have you watched Harry Potter?
I actually have not.
You ain't never seen Harry Potter?
I've seen the first
Nigga,
Harry
I fuck
Potter.
with Harry Potter.
I read the book in high school. We had to.
I read the
I
first
didn't,
one.
I didn't read the book. I looked at it and was like, nah, that's too much.
It's
right
way
there.
too much.
That's a commitment.
I'd rather do that than like some other shit while I was in high school.
I was a little kid that definitely lined up outside Barnes and Nobles for the
I
Harry
get
Potter
that though.
books.
You give me that vibe.
Yeah, I see
Like
that.
you had the cape on. Like you definitely had the motherfucking cape
Scarf.
on outside the cloak.
Hey, clenching the book. clenching
Potter
the book.
I hear JK might be here.
No.
I love me some
Just
Drake.
kidding. You get it?
Yeah.
Just,
I definitely
Nigga
was a Harry
missed
Potter
it.
nerd. I got
So
it.
you
I
read
got
them
it.
all?
I read them all.
And Fantastic Beasts?
all of them. Seen
wow.
all the
Oh, you're
movies.
in.
Went to all the theme parks.
Another one of these.
I went to
yeah,
Universal Studios in the actual
Pierce.
set and had the hat placed on my head to see what.
So where you got
house
sorted?
was.
No,
Yeah,
I
where
went.
got sorted.
I went
did all
to.
that.
I did that too.
Where you sorted to?
Hufflepuff.
Oh,
I
are,
could
are you
see
give me
the
that vibe too,
Hufflepuff.
fam? Yeah, you give me that vibe. You Hufflepuff.
Fully.
You Hufflepuff for sure.
fully part of like the community type shit.
Yeah,
Where-
I went to the one in Orlando. It's bigger and
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. They got one in London too.
Well,
but-
I haven't been to that one.
But no, the one in Orlando was crazy. They do the whole little thing. You really, yeah, huh? I was,
yeah.
Yeah, what are you sorted as?
I think you know what I am.
I
You're
think
Slytherin.
I knew it.
Come on, y'all. Y'all know I'm
Yeah.
evil. I'm evil for sure. No, I wanted to be Slytherin though. I think at first they was like, "You're not Slytherin." I was like, "Fam, stop playing with me."
Yeah, I'm slithering as fuck. What you talking about? Don't even worry about it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
what
nah,
do you think I am?
I think you definitely give me is it
Maybe
Griffin?
Ravenclaw.
Who?
Oh shit.
White Claw.
I don't know.
You call that nigga White Claw?
I said Ravenclaw.
Oh, okay. Is that a real one?
Ravenclaw. I don't know what that one means.
Yeah, that
I don't
was
know
like.
well enough. But thank you for I feel like Gryffindor is something to be proud of. So
I
thank you.
mean, so Ravenclaw's the purple. Yeah, want me to go into this Harry Potter?
Not really.
Still? But I kind of like we're getting
Not
completely
really.
off topic.
Let's go to a different topic.
fell into a Harry Potter.
Let's go to a different topic. man.
Harry is anxiety, but also
nah, watch out.
Ooh,
Adderall.
I actually have a question for y'all about an upcoming Versus. So,
I'm looking forward to it. What are you talking about? What? Draco, my nigga.
Is going to win the next Versus? Soulja Boy or Bow Wow?
Soldier.
Oh.
Soldier's really a legend. Like I don't think it's crazy.
This is one of Sterling's thesis
I argue
of
this
the
all the time.
podcast.
I argue this all the
Like,
time.
what?
Of the
Are you
podcast.
kidding me?
Soldiers are definitely a legend. fam.
I was like 16, like in the hood doing a whole dance. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was a moment in time. Like he's a legend.
Soldier Boy is. I argue that Soldier Boy is damn near an icon.
1,000%.
First of all, I always say Soldier
Here
Boy
we
was
go again.
he was 100% on his first two albums. He produced and wrote all of them, which is crazy, right? Not saying that they was that crazy of lyricism, but saying that that's still hard to do.
He's also pretty young, probably.
Pretty
he's
young.
like
He was
31.
young as shit.
So to
he's
do
saying
all
then,
that.
like 16. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
man,
back
he was
then.
like,
he
yeah.
Be
created
100% at
basically
16 years old.
he was YouTube rap.
He was the
introduced-
first. Yeah, the first.
He
Yeah.
intro motherfuckers
Yeah.
to that world of like you can do this on your own. Like Soulja Boy is an icon, bro.
Bro, I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
it
he's
1,000,
30,
bro.
he's
Like
30.
back then, dog. Like it was these video blogs that he used to do, rich nigga shit. I don't know if y'all remember them, bro. That shit was some of the most entertaining shit as a young nigga.
He's
Just,
hilarious.
Like, it was the best shit ever, dog.
Yeah.
And he continues to just, not disappoint. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I was people funny. You just talk about Soulja. Shout out to my nigga. It's this video how to channel Soulja Boy. You gotta peep this.
Cause we'll put it on the thing.
I was the first person to.
Nigga, Soulja was the first person to do anything.
Anything,
Did
bro.
In a
everything.
lot of ways, really was though.
That's a fact.
Fam, yeah, when you start really getting to
It's
so I'm gonna
crazy.
say this. I'm gonna say it's not gonna just be a wash though.
No,
It's
because
not gonna
Bow Wow has some hits.
Because Bow Wow
though,
got
too.
hits,
No,
and he
facts.
had the girls on his side going crazy.
Bro, the album with him and Amorion?
Yeah, Face
Oh,
Off.
Face Off.
I forgot about Face Off. He could throw in a couple records from there too, but Bow Wow had real life records, like real life hits, like records that nigga would get to like a 6th single, even though it was only on 106. He would still get to like Thank You was like a 5th single or
Yeah.
some shit. The nigga had records, but Soulja Boy got like hits that made. I don't know. I think Soulja Boy has more Hot 100 hits than Bow Wow. I would argue.
I think it was
think
also
Soulja
a
Boy-
difference in time though.
That's
It
true.
is. It is difference in time for
Soulja
sure.
was going on he was really one of the earliest niggas going viral. You feel me? But Bow Wow, like he had like the MTV, like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like all of that. And that time
Mr.
that was
106 and
You
Park.
feel me? Like that was the times when, but like, it was that record with Bow Wow and Birdman that made me like a crazy fan. What was you guys remember
Which
that
one?
Bow Wow, they at the DMV.
Oh, nigga, I know which record you talking
Bow Wow,
about.
Birdman.
Yeah, nigga.
I love how you called the
look.
video.
Damn, you
Little
gotta
Whistle?
put, you
Little
gotta,
Whistle?
you gotta. I think is that
Nigga.
it?
Like, saw
Oh,
it.
was it Let's Get Down? No.
Let's get down. Let's get down. Oh God,
I'm really, really nice to meet you, ma. I'm really, really digging your
Oh,
style.
yeah.
You don't know that record, Chris.
Yeah, I do.
That one didn't make it out the hood.
yeah, I do.
That was
I
a
think
street
so.
single record.
Nah, it was lit.
Well, maybe I'm thinking of a different song.
Oh, just
but I
looking at
think
he has Let Me Hold You Down, Shorty Like Mine,
That's
Out
it.
of My System,
Yeah.
Fresh as I May Is. Well, I can't even say that.
Who
Basketball.
they gonna perform Marco Polo at the end like Gucci Mane and Jeezy? The niggas gonna perform Marco Polo at the end together. Niggas, when they came together for this, that's
Put
hard.
him in the dirt.
Damn,
shit was
Puppy
real crazy.
Love. Like,
Pookie
I
Loke.
love that song.
That nigga Gucci was wildin', nigga.
I want Soulja to go crazy. Like
I
that
mean,
with the
yeah, Soulja has a lot of songs. Has, I think, more.
Would you
Actually.
consider yourself a bigger Soulja Boy fan or Bow Wow fan?
See, I wouldn't really. I think I'm actually that outsider view where I don't know either one of them very intimately. And when I look at the list of Soulja Boy songs, I know many more of those than the Bow Wow song. So
Yeah.
but I don't think I'm really the person who decides the winner of Versus.
No, you're not.
Versus.
As long as you know that.
Yeah.
As long as you
Different
know.
I
audience.
fuck with
Okay.
you being conscious.
It's
Also,
very different audience.
We don't even know if we're inviting you. Okay? Chris pulled up on me. He was coming to do something. He asked me, he's like, can I come and grab something from your crib? I said, yeah, cool. He pulls up, see me standing on my motherfucking table for Jeezy and Gucci Mane shit. He was like, there's a Versus going on today. I said, nigga, you wasn't invited.
Oh God,
but I watched the whole thing.
that shit was church.
It really was.
Man, Jeezy, man, coming up Jeezy, that whole Thug Motivation 101, that shit was the straight manuscript.
It really was.
Like, man, good times. Hey, let me ask you this. All right, so look, who would you want to see T-Pain and who in the Versus?
But T-Pain already went, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, with Lil Jon.
T-Pain went early on against Lil Jon. Early when before Versus that blew up.
I blew it then. I do not remember that.
But I mean,
T-Pain and Lil Jon?
But Lil Jon got hella hits too.
He do, but that's like a different, like, that's like a, I would want to see T-Pain with like,
Future?
nah, like a Plies. Like,
No, T-Pain gonna wash Plies.
I mean, 100% he would, but.
You gotta have him compete. Lil Jon at least competed with him.
With
where
him, yeah.
I think people forgot about records that Lil Jon was on or produced.
Produced.
Because they both
The
were doing
produced,
produced too.
yeah,
They was doing like,
yeah,
if we
yeah,
produced
yeah.
it or worked on it, we doing that shit.
I gotta go back and watch that. I got me a little Sunday night action. With
Yeah,
that one.
yeah. They, no, you know, earlier verses used to get wild.
Yeah.
Nigga, and Sean Garrett and Dream we had one.
See, I'm late.
Them niggas was arguing for real.
Really?
Them niggas, that nigga Dream said, wait, I can't hear you. And walked out. That nigga walked out to his backyard and had a golf course in his backyard. I said, Atlanta, nigga. When you live in Atlanta, you a
got the
king.
You got the 10 acres
The
in the
nigga
back.
drove from the Verses. Nigga, I say, oh, this is crazy.
Damn.
Go back and watch some old Verses. They got intense.
Alchemist hid an entire album on YouTube under a fake name. The legendary producer took to Twitter this morning to announce he's hidden an entire album on YouTube under a fake alias. He clowned his fans for not having found the project yet. We hid a whole album on YouTube
They were not looking
under a
for
fake
it.
name.
I
and
love
a
Alchemist,
YouTube
too.
page. Fake album covers, song titles, the whole nine. Nobody has found it yet.
See, I just feel like it feels weird for you to have to come out and make this announcement because it feels like nobody's really looking for it. Like, if Justin Bieber was to be like, he wouldn't have to make a fucking announcement being like, yo, now, if it's marketing, cool. If you're just like, this is marketing. But if you're like just...
So basically it wasn't found yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, he dropped it on YouTube and no one's found it yet.
Shout out my nigga out, but yeah.
I'm saying... No, I'm saying like... No.
It's a little bit of like a
It
scavenger
feels like a
hunt.
market, but no. But if it's a scavenger hunt, I fuck with it too. I just the wording of it sounded weird. Then of like,
Yeah.
it's like he clowned his fans. Of like, I don't know.
Yeah, he literally said we had a whole album on YouTube under a fake name and
But how would you know to look for it?
Yes, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
How
saying.
would
Like,
you
you
know?
can't clown me, fam.
I think that was like the push to go and say, okay, let me find out what this shit is.
That's what I'm saying. If this is marketing, I fuck with it.
Yeah.
But I think he could just done it a different way and
Yeah.
not let his PR come out and being like, they clowned the fans, but y'all didn't find it yet. You
Yeah.
fucking idiots. Like, we didn't even know about it, fam.
I wonder
You
if
didn't
it-
tell us
yeah.
anything.
It
Shout out
could
to
have
Al.
been like, I think I can blow this up if I just put it out. All right, you guys got to find it so you can blow it up, because YouTube is a
I
vast
do wonder.
place.
But I do
There
wonder
are
who on the album.
thousands and thousands of hours of
Mhm.
YouTube uploaded every day. So
Yeah,
they may have
doubt.
thought that people were gonna go find it, but
It's not on
the
YouTube, though. It's
algorithm-
on,
No, it's on YouTube.
it's
Yeah.
on YouTube.
He hit a whole
I'm sorry.
album
I
on
thought
YouTube
it was. Oh, okay.
under a fake name and YouTube page.
Let me just Google like
As a
Out
fake
Records
album
and see if I can just
cover.
find
Yeah,
it.
but
real
like,
quick.
even
Song
if-
titles,
Even
the
if I
whole
do
nine.
find it, like Alchemist don't. It's not like he rapping. So like, how we going? It's the production of it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So how we
just
gonna know?
assumed you
Even
might
then, like,
know.
are you putting your tag on it or something? Like, I'm just confused on how we gonna know. Like, what
Okay.
if I did find
Okay.
the album?
I mean, his
Okay,
his albums, you know what I'm saying? His albums do, like, even if they're like beat instrumental albums, like,
Yeah.
they are like some tight shit because there is like this, like, you know, when it comes to like just like hip hop, like artists
Yeah.
and people, you know what I'm saying? But I still wouldn't know what to look for.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
yeah.
Like, are you not putting the artists, like the featuring artists on it? Like, how
Right.
would I know I found it? Is my question.
He literally says that it's a fake album cover and song titles too. So there's literally no way, unless you are a fanatic and know his sound.
Yeah, Ali
Then I
text this
can
nigga, just
identify it.
ask him.
Yeah, I'm YouTubing, I'm Googling. all
Just
types of
ask
shit.
him what the album calls so we can listen to it.
I
fam.
also wonder. Like,
I really
let's-
just want to hear it. Like, yeah,
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I want to hear the album.
I'm
fam.
high right now, bro. Like, what's the album?
Maybe part of the reason, like, think about it. If it is a scavenger hunt, they also don't want to tell you that they uploaded it on May 17th because then that's like a clue. So they're like, listen,
you
we
gotta give us a
already
clue to
uploaded.
Yeah, you
To
definitely
do
need
a
a clue.
scavenger hunt, I
We
need a
clue.
fucking clue.
That's
fam.
true.
I think we gotta watch the original video or like post that he posted.
Okay.
It's gotta be like a
A
hint,
clue in the back. Or
a
some
clue,
shit.
some Ready Player One type shit, like an
Yeah.
Easter egg, like it's something.
Do it in
there.
reverse, motherfucker, or some shit. Give me something.
Something.
It's so funny. All of his ads on Twitter are like, please give us a hint. We've been digging.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna laugh if it's not shit. Like it's no album. That'll be fire.
That's funny.
That'll be fire. If there's no album, then he comes with an album.
He like, how many pre-orders we get?
Yeah, already run it.
He like, shit, 200,000. Fuck it, let's do
I
that.
gotta make an album.
I got a question. If
Let's
we,
ask some questions.
all right, I asked people this week. I don't even know if y'all can give a fuck about it, but if you could pick one sin to not be a sin anymore, that you were like, yo, I mean, this is a sin that I think is just like, come on, God, like you, fam, you gonna really put us down here and expect us to do all this right stuff when all this wrong stuff is kind of cool? Like,
Is there an official list of sins? Like,
look, Chris just let her remind motherfuckers that he don't care about God.
The se-
We get it, Chris.
is this,
Damn.
what chapter is the,
the
official
seven,
list?
the
of
seven.
sins? Is it the
deadly
seven
sins.
deadly sins? Like, because there's more than just that.
Nah,
Or
take
the-
commandments.
You know, yeah, there's.
Like which
I'm saying sins that
also,
just
like,
are
it's a
known
Cindy-
sins. Yeah, known.
but you're
sins.
talking about the seven deadly sins.
Not
kinda.
even.
Or
I mean,
are you talking about?
Let me see.
like pride,
I would even
greed.
go.
It can get deep for sure.
I just want to know what what sins I guess that you would get rid of.
Give me an
Man.
example. What would you get rid of?
You know, like murder might be a sin,
Mm.
right? Or like let's say
Stealing. You
adultery.
gotta love your people.
Adultery. No, I'm just giving
Yeah,
examples.
nah, I hear you, I
No,
hear you, I
I'm
hear you.
just definitely giving.
I'm like, dang,
examples.
Steelo trying to wig some shit. That's crazy.
Nah, nah. I'm just being like, which one would niggas get rid of?
I would like that. I would say stealing. You know, stealing. It's like, you know, a lot of people don't got it. You know, we live in a time where money is everything. You know, it forces people to do some evil shit already trying to get the money. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, that'll be something where I'll tell, you know what I'm saying, like, that's, you know, it's a loaf of bread, like, chill out.
It's kind of hard to think that God don't see though.
I think it's
like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you steal and you don't have the means and like you really don't have the means.
it's the intention.
We talking about corporations and
Yeah.
shit. They're like big corporations. Like it's not to be that person, but it's not hurting them. So like it's kind of hard to think that your God doesn't see that.
Right.
Stealing
the
from
intent.
Walmart shouldn't be a sin.
Yeah.
See what it is? It's the
I
laws.
mean, you choose Walmart. Yeah, Walmart's cool. Let's just say somebody took a loaf of bread from Walmart
Right.
or some shit. Really didn't have the means at all.
Right.
It's hard for me to think that God's like, nah, you going down for that
Right,
shit.
right.
You like what, God?
It's-
like,
it's that- it's
man, I ain't got it, fam.
It's that westernized mentality, like, you know what I'm saying, like laws above, like, you know, like laws above, like, you know what I'm saying, morals or just necessity, like, you know.
Yeah.
Think of all the people that sit in jail for this weed shit. I just seen something
Over
today.
nothing.
I seen something today about the dude in Mississippi, bro, in jail for life over weed. You feel me? When his homies, like, anywhere in
We supposed to run
Colorado.
a show. We have a fucking show
we
right
got
now.
a show.
We have a whole show, fam.
Yeah.
A whole podcast.
We got a whole
We talk about it all the
podcast.
time. Like, it's the biggest bullshit.
You feel me?
I said the reason we can't get them to fucking change it is because you have to teach the evil rich people on how they can monetize your progression, right? So if you say, okay, well, we want them to get out of prison for this. Well, we're not open to it. We just don't want to lose our money.
Facts.
We
from
make a
having
lot
prisons.
of money
So
on
how
prison.
can
There's
you
that gray area.
No, but it's also like, fuck you. I
Yeah.
gotta then put together a plan for you to motherfucking say,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna do the right thing.
Right.
I'm gonna do it's crazy.
It made I literally was just like, it kind of fucked up my day just looking at, like, this man is just like, he just looks so just, you know, it was like I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. Like, you know, there's people still like just being locked away when the next state over. There's like dispensaries on every corner. You know what I'm
Everywhere.
saying? Like, it's
We
wild.
have the
And
two biggest
the
states.
government is hugely taxing that and making a bunch of money on
Right,
it at the
right.
same time as they're locking you up.
What state was it? They're gonna like decriminalize like cocaine and like,
Portland.
Yeah.
Watch everything just drop from
Or-
that.
yeah. That was we talked about this too. That's because it was a lot of young white addiction.
Right.
So they made sure they changed the laws
Right.
and said, okay, well then if it's under this amount, we're gonna make sure that you don't go to prison for this. Why? Because your kids getting locked up. So now you want to protect your kids and say, okay, so now we're gonna make this amount of, it wasn't even just cocaine, it was all of these drugs. Yeah. And I was like, oh, if it's under this amount, then you're good to go. It's like, this is bullshit. You're guinea pigging and saying, well, we'll see how the system works for our kids if we say they don't get locked up for that shit. But ain't no black people in fucking Portland unless you work for Nike or Hoop.
Imagine sitting in jail right now doing life for some trees, and you hear about 15 states to the left or to the right, homies is doing coke, like, you know what I'm saying, whatever they want. With no motherfucking, like, you know, like, it's crazy.
It is insane.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah, so according to the law, it's if you have small amounts of hard drugs like cocaine, heroin, or LSD, you won't get arrested.
Since the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah, it's less than 2 grams of cocaine, less than 1 gram of heroin, and less than 40 units of LSD.
All of that is, like, it'll get you lit. Like, that's all, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's like a lot of drugs.
That's a lot. Like, you know, like, how much that is. Like, that's a lot that basically, if you're like, it's crazy. Like,
yeah, well, we kept on
40 units of LSD, like 40 tabs of LSD. Are you kidding me? Like, what do you?
Yeah, that's like 20 people getting
like, that's so fun.
balls.
That's so fun. That's a party pack.
Yeah, that's like a nigga like I'm headed to a party officer.
It's like went on a beer round for LSD.
You know what I'm saying?
I wonder how that's affecting the culture as well.
I think it's because I think they did a study like years ago. I think somewhere in Eastern Europe, like somewhere in Eastern Europe, and they just decriminalized everything.
Yeah,
and people just stopped using it. People stopped like homeless and all that stuff. Kind of just was on a rise or was on a decline because like there was no thrill to let's do something we shouldn't be doing. You know, and I
really
100%. It was somewhere like in Eastern European, like in Eastern Europe, it was crazy. But you know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Do we have a Portland? Don't we have a Portland article about keeping Portland
weird?
And I didn't think about the drug connection to it.
It says man behind Keep Portland Weird says the city is not weird anymore.
He's moving.
Wait, what happened? What did you say?
The drugs were legal.
So man behind Keep Portland Weird says city is not as weird anymore.
Because homies are just lit. Like we like. Not running to the bathroom every 10 minutes.
So Eddie B. Hill, who is the organizer behind it, says, I think our reputation is tattered a bit in terms of keep it weird. We discovered it's more like keep it isolated. And my interpretation of weird is not what we have been experiencing.
Oh, he been trying to get freaky.
The last year.
He like, y'all been doing this whole keep it isolated shit. I've been trying to keep the freak going.
Basically.
When I say keep it weird, I'm trying to fuck something.
He on some I fuck with the Vision fam, let's build. That's what he on. He fuck with the whole.
I fuck with the Vision fam, let's build.
He fuck with the whole Vision.
Shit. That nigga, yeah.
I wonder if he means keep it weird in terms of like the smaller businesses and the culture of Portland, and maybe because it might have been changing. Maybe
nah,
I think that's what he means.
No, keep it weird is some freaky shit. Let me tell you that.
Keep it weird is like they're fucking like weird.
No, it got there because they had to commercialize it, Chris. But I'm gonna let you know, it kicked off in Portland on some whole freaknik shit. It was people fucking in clown outfits and all type of shit. You don't know what's going on in Portland, Chris.
Okay.
And then from there, they was like, how we gonna let everybody know we doing this wild shit? They was like, well, we gotta make it, we gotta fluff it up. We gotta fluff it up and make it seem a little more commercial. And they was like, let's just say we weird. You know what I'm saying? We proud of being weird. And that's what people was going out there to swing, Chris. You don't know what's going on in Portland,
there
man.
are people, the types
people
of
be
people
fucking in Portland.
who set up like slack lines and like ride unicycles around and like
you
dye
think
their
people who ride
hair.
unicycles ain't fucking crazy?
And those people,
Nah, bro.
and yeah,
Let me tell you something.
also
Let me tell you
having
something.
weird sex parties.
We went. Look, I was 18 years old, bro. I went on tour with Tech Nine, bro. This is when J Rock was signed to Strange. We was doing shows in like Wichita, Kansas. You know what I'm saying? Seattle. We hit Portland, bro. It's crazy. They know how to, you know what I'm saying? They party different. It's a college town when you think about it.
Yeah.
What is the difference between the way they party? Is it?
I think it's because
a little more weird, Chris.
I think it rains so much, like it forces you to stay in the house and do all type of creepy shit. I don't know.
Yeah, you like let's explore.
What? Yeah,
They're
in the house,
in the crib.
I guess I've only been to Seattle. I haven't been to Portland.
Yeah,
I imagine it like another version of Seattle.
Seattle's dope.
I love
but
Seattle.
Portland's weirder.
I think Portland's a little more weird. I think Seattle's more like
it's edgier. I mean,
I think Portland's
that's like an easier way to say edgy. Like go to Portland, like you're with the shits. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. And now he's saying, well, I imagine because like tech companies been
You seen Get Out? You seen Get Out?
Wait, you think it's weird in a Get Out way?
No, I don't think it's a Get Out way, but you know how the village felt like it was like their own thing.
And
everybody looked kind of normal, but it was their own thing. So it's some weird shit. But it was like, I think everybody in Portland looks kind of normal, but that's the scariest part. Everybody looks pretty normal.
Too normal.
Too normal, fam. Where you like, there's some freaky shit going on here. It is, fam.
And you're right.
Yeah, I'm right.
And it's their slogan. But now the guy's saying they're getting less weird. I bet it's more like bros moving in to do tech shit.
The
right?
nigga bugging. It was a pandemic, and he pressed because people wasn't around him, and he like, y'all ain't been weird lately. They like, nigga, it was a pandemic. We ain't been around nobody, fam.
Yeah,
you want us to come over there and do that same weird shit we've been doing?
There's no space to get weird.
Yeah, like you
6
gotta
feet,
chill
my
out,
boy. Like
fam.
6 feet. Like nah.
He like, I'm moving.
Keep it weird, more
don't.
like keep it isolated. I'm gonna go
That's
talk
what
to my
he
friend
said.
at the paper. Yeah,
That's what he said.
That's what he said. I could see him just being mad about the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, were you mad about the pandemic?
I was mad. I found the best of it though. I think it was important overall.
I think
for
all the
my
good people
life,
found the best
personally.
of
I
it.
think the best. I mean, it's like a bittersweet. Like personally, the pandemic is like the best thing that probably like happened to me in the past few years. Honestly,
Real shit.
you know, it's like it forces you to kind of like sit the fuck down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, just the things that I mean, the first couple months of the pandemic, like, you know, like niggas went crazy. Like I'm niggas, you know what I'm saying? Not gonna lie. Like we were just like at the end of the day, it's like this is all we're gonna do. Like it kind of forces you to kind of pick like, okay, boom, let me kind of get focused and, you know, come out of this shit on top. You know, just in a year, like it's you know we acquired the Death Row Studios, Can-Am Recordings.
Yeah.
We launched a tech startup. You know, it's just, you know, and I'm not just want to talk about all the things that I've done.
No,
good,
you
but
should though as well.
it's just a time to like personally, it was a time to really just fucking focus and, you know, just plant seeds that are gonna grow over the next few years.
1000%. Congrats on all that too.
Thank you.
As we were talking about it off camera, like, you know, as somebody that's worked in music a little bit, like, you know, I was just saying, well, you were saying like how engineers really just don't have anybody to represent them. Like
Right.
engineers are a part of the actual process, if not more than anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If not more than anybody, because you
a
can be
fact.
somebody that sings and comes in and put your vocals down and go home.
It's just more of a sense to where like, you know, like just like if you really get to know like who I am and like where I come from, like it's more of like just like tapping into like giving inspiration to like the niggas that look like you.
For sure.
You know, those diamonds in the rough that's been shitted on for so many years that come back to own it all. You know what I'm saying? It's just letting homies know like, you know, you don't have to, you know, have all the money. You don't have to come from a wealthy family. You don't have to go to the prestigious schools. You know, if you put that hustle and work in, you feel me? It's nothing you can't have. And I'm going to continue to wave that flag because, like, I know for a fact where I came from. Like, you know, I was in special ed. You know, I had speech impediments, you know, all these things that were against me, and to turn around and turn lemons to lemonade, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason for even being here today.
We were just talking about that. I was listening to something Dr. Umar actually said on Breakfast Club, and he was talking about how special ed is such some bullshit. In the sense of within our communities, how they can just put you in special ed off of like one teacher basically not even liking you.
Right. That's
Or you not being able to communicate with one teacher. Like for whatever reason, you guys
Right.
cannot click. Or people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You cannot click. And they can just say you go on special ed. What they also say is that schools get more funding for
being
more
in them
special
courses,
ed.
100%.
So you can put more kids in there, and it's a way that schools will and find
Yeah.
ways to make money.
It's like the jail system.
Yeah, it's like the jail system for sure. So you're just making money, and you don't mind putting. A lot of times these white teachers don't mind putting black kids in special ed because they don't want to deal with them.
Bro, I had a teacher call. I mean, I admit I was a problem. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and I gave my teachers flowers. Like, nah, like, I came with the fuck shit.
Yeah.
But, like, for the, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it was off the energy they was providing. Like, they wasn't fucking with us. Like, I went to Gardena High. Like, I grew up in Gardena. I'm from Gardena. Like, you know, and it's, you know, it was just a point in time where the students battled it out with the teachers. And they did. The schools sent me to boot camp. The schools, you know, are the ones that, you know, discouraged me to think that, you know, I couldn't do this and
For
do that.
sure.
You
That's
know what I'm saying?
crazy.
It's those systems that farm the mentality of not being more than just a machine to go work for somebody else to make them rich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like these public schools are
Yeah.
just putting us you know what I'm saying, in that system to be able to just only be like slaves within that system. Like, you know, I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you, like, it's like just like in high school, bro. Like, never took like economics, none of that shit. Didn't know what it was about. It took years and years of making money in the industry to realize, like, I'm not paying my taxes because I didn't know nothing about it based on the system that I was raised in. Like, and that just made me look back at my situation and just the scenario at it on. Like, we're not set up for success.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
At all.
At all.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a problem. That's a problem. So, you know, just trying to wave the flag that I can to show, like, you know, shit, man, just rise above the bullshit and just know that, you know, the information, if not now then ever, information is every fucking where. Go get it and go, you know what I'm saying, go get your chili. Like,
my dad would always say, he'd be like, you know, one of the things he would say, you know, as a kid, I didn't quite understand what he was trying to say to me, but he would be like, one of the worst things that happened to us was segregation.
Right.
Was desegregation. I'm sorry, it was desegregation. But he was like, because we at one point from when after slavery had started to, you know, truly value and build our own communities and our own dollar and strengthen our own dollar.
It showed you was less than.
Yeah. And then, of course, I also, you know, Tulsa happened in 1921. It burned down Tulsa, Oklahoma, which was, you know, Black Wall Street.
Black Wall Street,
yeah. But for me, I didn't really understand what he was trying to say, but he would always just say, hey, I'm fucking high as shit. I'm trying to get there. Nigga high as fuck.
Nah, I hear what you're saying though, because it's like when they put you through them systems, it's like you.
Let me promise y'all, I had it.
You less, like, they make you feel less than. Like, it's like, okay, you are now, you know, good enough to be seen as semi-equal. It's like, it's that psychological, like, you know what I'm saying, like, that alone is like psychological warfare. Like, they plant the seed of like, oh, I'm gonna give you a bone, like, you know what I'm saying, like, that is like, it's fucked up.
It's like, so I was saying that, like, if a nigga make it through and you make it to a level, right? Let's just say white America deems you successful now, right? They'll see you and be like, "Oh man, you made it." Like, they look at you almost amazed, as if like, "Oh, how did you make it through the fucking possible maze and task we gave you, nigga?
Right.
You must be really smart.
Right.
You must be one of the good ones because you made it through this thing." You're like, for you to even look at me that way is problematic. For you to look at me that way, it says to you that you know what you're doing, and it says that you know that everything we have to fight and go through, yet you don't want to change it. Like
100%. But that's why, like, personally, bro, like, not even to be on some like me type shit. Like, I don't celebrate. I celebrate wins, but it's like I don't use those wins to like you're not gonna see me going cracking hella bottles because like I'm celebrating like nah, you know, I'm not gonna feel accomplished for being congratulated for what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we've been put down in this space, or just like me entering tech. Like, I'm a regular, you know what I'm saying? Like, how I look, there's no CEOs that look like me. There's no, you know, tech founders that look like me. And it's like, you're not gonna congratulate me in a way where my accomplishments, obviously I'm moving forward in life and however I'm doing it, but it's like, I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, implementing and iterating on new ways to better my life and my future. You know what I'm saying? But when it's like this thing called survivor's complex or survivor's remorse. Like, it's like I battle with that like a lot, because it's like, you know, everyone around you is congratulating you for, like, you know what I'm saying, being at this high level. But it's like, nigga, like, you congratulate me for what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, we supposed to be out here elevating our lives and putting our people on and doing things outside the box. People are so comfortable with being complacent nowadays and content, you know, where the most average is celebrated. Like, you know what I'm saying, you fucking about to get a Nobel Peace Prize. Like, we got to push ourselves harder and force our way into these industries and push ourselves in ways that, you know, nobody else can push us, because we're only battling ourselves. We're all gods. Like, you know what I'm saying? We should be treating ourselves as such. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to preach, like, you know, but it gets to the point to where it's like, you know, a lot of people they just don't believe in themselves, man, and that's a fucking shame, bro. Like, you know,
I mean, it's Stockholm syndrome. It's people being abused within this country, and then letting society really make them believe that they are not able to do so. So it's half the battle is mental.
It's all mental, bro.
So it's like, okay, well, if I've abused you enough, I ain't even got to keep come punch you in the fucking face, bitch. If I didn't told you, if I didn't told you before, it's like, so that's how America treats us. Like, hey, I ain't even got to keep doing all the shit because y'all do it to yourselves at this point because we've abused you so much. That now you'll abuse yourself.
It's like the Willie Lynch theory, bro. Like it's like it's instilled in niggas like mindset, and that's why like, you know, it's like that's why I love like doing these conversations. And again, I'm forever grateful for having you on, you know, having me on your platform because it's.
No, we appreciate you.
You know, it's you know, in my field, there's not too many people that look like me. In the field that I'm embarking into, there's not too many people that look like me. And it's, you know, if I could do anything on my journey while I'm still on it, is inspire another motherfucker that look like me, tatted down to the throat. You know what I'm saying? But still got good intentions and got the drive that the average motherfucker don't got because they feel entitled to the situations.
How do you think education could like change in order to help somebody like you?
By not thinking about a bag, bro. Like you gotta realize education, in my opinion, bro, is all finesse. I couldn't afford the music schools, right? I couldn't afford to enter these establishments and learn from what I thought was the benchmark or the pinnacle for what I'm trying to do in life.
Well, I'm sure they just didn't. I mean, they didn't teach you music really at all in school because they're like, go to science, math,
they put you in buckets. But
what do you think they? Like, what do you, I mean, I have a lot of educators in my family. We have these big, like, conversations about, like, how could it change to be, because I feel the
education,
same, like, it's like military structure right now.
It's too much into a business. You know what I'm saying? It's too much, like, education. How the fuck is people still hundreds of thousands? Education in general, in my opinion, I'm sorry, I don't know who the fuck gonna watch this. I've been off the cable. Whatever. Education is bullshit, bro. Like, you can learn what you want. Whatever you want in life, you can find the information on YouTube. You can find it wherever you want. You can, you know, Elon Musk learned rocket science pretty much a lot on this. You know what I'm saying? On what he wanted to go and embark on. But it's like, it's the they put you in this box to be what they want you to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
definitely public education.
Public education,
like,
100%. But even private.
But you could have a class of 10 people.
But even private, though, you got to think, like, they were trying to charge me $150K to go listen. They wanted to teach me how to hear something. Yeah. By going to one of these music schools. How are you going to teach me how to hear something? On top of the fact that these music schools and all this shit, they're teaching you off of a curriculum on rock music or way music was created back 15, 20 years ago when it's not even the right way to do music today. You get what I'm saying? How is like that whole method and that concept it's invalid to me. Like I go and do these workshops. I call them Sing Sounds, right? Where basically I do a whole 5-hour course. I teach kids where I came from, the good, the bad, the ugly, to show them the hustle, to show them that it's not about, it's not about, you know what I'm saying, ones and zeros. It's about really believing in yourself because sound, there's no limit to it. There's no manuscript or blueprint to how something's supposed to sound. So I preach that and also just go through a full deconstruction of records that I worked on. And as I go through the deconstructions, I realized that these people weren't intrigued in the first half of the workshop when it comes to just inspiration. People don't have that spark that's up under them to really take things to that next level. People don't believe in themselves a little bit of nothing. So why would they want to embark on a whole craft or a field of business that is not even set up for them in the first place? And it's and that's a shame that people can't see that. Like, the playing field in 2021 is completely open, and people still have that institutionalized mentality of thinking that they're not good of or they're not good enough. Like that shit is.
Of course. I'm sorry to be on that preach, but no. I was just talking about. I was just
answering my question.
I was just saying recently how legitimately with living in this country,
it's fucked up, bro.
It's only the rules of the white man. It's only the rules that you made. It's only the rules that you made. I was joking about this. I was like, you look in corporations and you'd say people, he acts corporate or he dresses corporate. And he did this. And you're like, well, they determine what corporate look like, right? Mm-hmm. So they said one day, we're going to wear button-ups and slacks and these dress shoes to work every day. Right. I was joking. I was like, how niggas weren't supposed to wear just T-shirts with shorts? And then you came in with a button-up one day, like, what the fuck is he wearing?
They said that.
He's in trouble. He's at work. And because it's like, everything within this country, every single law, you dictated. So our behavior, you've made laws to make sure that our normal, we're told is not normal.
It's not normal. It's not normal.
You're breaking laws. You're like, you made that law to make sure I could act like myself.
Right, bro. And that's why, like, this next chapter of my life is so important to me because, like, I'm a nigga that went from ADHD. I'm a nigga that went from special ed, that went to people not believing that he could become the best mixer in hip hop in the world. And being that and having multiple Grammy Awards and beating the odds and Oscar nom, all that bullshit. And now going into tech and motherfuckers realizing it's no CEOs that look. It's showing people before me. It's kind of inspiring the next generation of people who are going to create the next generation. You know what I'm saying? It's purpose, bro.
Purpose.
And now we say that purpose, bro, is like I done a lot of shit. I done been a lot of places. I done seen a lot of shit. But nothing fulfills me the way like teaching a next nigga that didn't have
bro.
that shit is
awesome.
it's like drugs.
You're doing what you're supposed to do.
You're doing what you're supposed to do. When you find that purpose, like I can't really I'm getting chills just sitting here talking to y'all. It's not even a wine, like because it's
But if someone
Now
is
you talking
listening like to it right now, to this podcast right now, and they are like in that position where they're being told like believe in yourself, like how do you instill that more than just like yes, your
by not looking
true.
to a person to tell you to believe in yourself, to know that you can have whatever the fuck you want if you put the work in. It's that simple. People think this shit rocket science, bro. I was in special ed, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, teachers calling me stupid to just have raised $1 million in venture capital money from VCs and angel investors like fucking DJ Khaled, Kendrick Lamar, Roddy Ricch. People who don't have that type of shit that should not go unnoticed. You can do whatever the fuck you want if you put the work in, be dedicated to it, and stay consistent. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's not no Illuminati or this weird shit niggas come with to discredit niggas' hard work. It's really just saying fuck it. Like Nipsey said, I'm gonna get ugly on these hoes and I'm gonna eat. Like that's all it is dedication. Like,
but
period.
if you know somebody in the Illuminati, can you let them know I'm willing to do whatever?
You a nasty nigga. You a nasty nigga. You stupid as hell.
Nigga, you remember the Illuminati for like a good 4 years was the biggest record label in the world. Niggas was like, he signed to the Illuminati.
Oh God, hey.
That nigga gave his life to the Illuminati.
Hey,
He was like, is
hey,
it a record label, nigga?
The scammer's code, Illuminati Records. Niggas signing everything.
Joe Rogan, one of the most popular podcast hosts in the world, drew mockery and criticism after he claimed on his show that straight white men were being silenced because of woke culture. In an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience last week, the host spoke to stand-up comedian Joe List about evolving boundaries of what makes more acceptable comedy. Okay, then he keeps on going further down to say, you can never be woke enough. That's the problem, he said on the podcast. It keeps going further and further down the line. And if you get to the point where you... What?
You what?
He
Hold
says
on.
some off the wall
Yeah,
shit.
he's saying something
Let me click it.
crazy. Hold on.
You can never
Okay,
be too organized.
he says
bro.
where you agree to all demands that eventually get to straight white men are not allowed to talk.
He's trying to be like it's a snowball effect.
Yeah, he's like
that
the
will
more
end
the
as straight white guys just can't
speak anymore. He's saying some.
You know
wild
what?
stuff.
You know what? I'm not even like. Well, I want to know what Chris thinks, but also like.
Typical.
Oh,
I don't
wait.
get to speak.
Wait, there's
Silence.
Go, Chris.
white
Go,
man.
Chris.
No, wait.
I'm totally.
No, Chris, go.
There's more because he says he continued to rant that white men would eventually no longer be allowed to go outside.
What?
He's
the
dramatic.
fuck?
It's dramatic.
Now he been dramatic as fuck
Yeah,
with
for
this.
sure,
Calm
for
down,
sure.
Joe Rogan.
He said, "I'm not joking. It really will get there. It's that crazy."
And then he said, "I'm not joking," which made it worse. Like, nigga, just
that's weird.
Joe
leave
be
it open to
bugging. I
interpretation.
fuck with Joe, but Joe be bugging sometimes.
No, he do.
Sure.
All the
Yeah,
Joes, Joe
yeah,
Budden, Joe Rogan,
yeah,
niggas be
I'm-
bugging sometimes.
Out of pocket.
Biden.
Out of pocket.
So I do think it's funny that he was like, everyone's gonna freak out on me, and everyone definitely did freak out on him. So he's kind of right. But
But
I
he
don't
says
think white people are being silenced. He still has the most popular podcast in the world.
The fact that he feels that way, like the fact that he has the biggest part and he's being silenced, that's like some like.
It says that
Yeah.
white men really are in control. Like, this motherfucker is
Well-
being like, yo, y'all are silencing me. I'm only number one by this,
This
much.
much.
He like, well, hey, shut the fuck up, man. And secondly, like,
That's not entitlement.
it's super entitlement, and it's also being like, we can't go outside. It's also like, look, listen here. He's like, oh, white men can't say anything anymore. It's like, you niggas said enough. You niggas been talking for all of us for all of the years here in America, for all of them.
yeah.
You have been the spokesperson for all of them, white man.
Yes. Okay.
400
so-
fucking years. For 1 year, you not the spokesperson, and nigga like, this shit is out of control.
I don't agree with Joe Rogan. Obviously, the stats are that he is the most listened to white man like ever. So the fact that he's like, I won't be able to leave my house is ridiculous. But I also think it's important because I believe that people, especially in men, decide to write off the idea of sensitivity and the idea that sensitivity affects people. But really sensitive people sometimes do fucking crazy shit like
You know what
mass
sensitivity
shootings.
fucked up? Good movies.
Sensitivity.
fucked
Well,
up
well,
with-
well, I might be saying it in a different way because I'm talking about the fact that if people feel like that, like I don't think it's true either. But I also, in a way, like I don't want people to feel like that, like
Feel like
I
what?
don't want these white men to be like, yeah, like because I get how he feels more than I get what he's saying. Like
you're a white dude.
yeah, and I'm a writer, and like people don't want white men's perspectives right now. So I do feel a little. I get what he's saying by being like, my opinion doesn't matter. I also get that like whatever, they've had it for a fucking long time.
What about the black people
It's
who
also,
had to attach themselves to white men just to get their foot in the door? Who had to like, let me go grab me a white guy
For
just so
sure.
that they motherfucking even are able to digest
and
this
it's
thing.
just it's swinging the other way now, right?
So now
I'm
that
not like,
your white ass got to go team up with
wait,
some.
so I'm not
person
mad
of
at
color?
I'm
Not
not,
you,
I'm
not
not mad
you.
about it, but I understand that
saying you.
feeling that could be heightened if I didn't have the
saying-
logical.
I was like, wait, are we
I'm saying
fighting
you,
on the
Chris. I'm saying
podcast?
white people.
Yeah, I just want
No,
to
I'm-
make that clear.
no, no,
that,
no.
like I don't feel like this, but I understand the feeling, and I think, and I hope it doesn't feel like I'm like negotiating with a possible mass shooter. But I don't want those people to, because they're not disenfranchised. So I don't want them to feel disenfranchised, because then they're gonna have a fucking chip on their shoulder, and then they're gonna be assholes. Like that's what happens to the MAGA cycle.
But listen here.
Someone
It's
gets
like
into
a
the
police
MAGA
mentality.
cycle,
I don't. But look,
and then they can't listen to your real thoughts anymore because they're like, yeah, everyone hates me. Let's all gather together. And then they become weird fucking white supremacists.
But,
so like,
but it's not that we don't like. It's like, no offense. If you're a white male, you've been number one for so long, right?
yeah.
So everybody under you, it's understanding to what you have went through, because they're either going through it or they've been through in the sense of silence, right? Oh, my voice doesn't matter right now, right? Like, nigga, our voices ain't never mattered in so situations. So just because your voice don't matter for 1 year, you want us to be fucking sad for you and be like, Joe Rogan, I'm sorry they're not listening this year.
Right.
You came from Fear Factor, and now you have the #1 podcast in the world. Not saying you're not a good conversationalist. Not saying that you're not funny. Not saying any of that shit. Just saying like, fam.
Yeah.
Just saying like,
Let
fam,
me-
nigga.
like, let me get
Just
one.
saying like, fam,
Like-
nigga. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah, chill, fam. Chill, fam. That's
He
100%.
also signed a $100 million deal with Spotify.
$100 million
bad.
deal.
I thought it was 500.
No, it's
No, it was
100.
100.
Nah,
million.
somebody
100
claimed
million.
recently that it was like, it was 100 million. They came public and said, but they claimed that it was 100 million a year. I don't fucking know. All I know is he signed a fucking outrageous deal with Spotify, and you got niggas like Joe Budden fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah, I guess what I'm definitely less sensitive with Joe Rogan and more like I don't like the idea that Joe Rogan could be rallying people behind the idea of like, yeah, we are being oppressed.
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah.
then fake news has showed us that white people can just start believing that they're oppressed, even though there's not really
White
data.
people want to believe they're oppressed.
Exactly.
They don't even need anything to believe they're oppressed. Nigga, they be trying to tell you they're oppressed.
So I want to be sensitive
They
to
be
that
like-
feeling.
Just
to
watch
not
World Star.
all of our
radicalize that
lives were
person.
hard.
Yeah.
Hey, all of our, nobody said all of our lives were hard, fam.
Right.
It's
We
the
said yours wasn't
fragility,
as
right?
hard.
Like it's I don't know what the theories on dealing with the fragility are. If it's like shut the fuck up, look, it's evening out, or if it's like, hey bud, understand how you feel, but I don't know. I don't know how to deal with those people, but obviously, like I don't
think
know.
other
I just
white
don't
men
want
should
it
be
to
in charge of
backlash
it. I think-
into-
I think
well, that's what I'm trying to do, mate.
okay, cool. I was about to say, other
I
white
don't really
men-
want to be in charge of those guys, but I'm like,
Okay, cool.
look,
Take it.
guys.
He got a responsibility, that man.
You got a responsibility.
Trying to help you. I totally get what you're saying. Like it's a year, like, but they're like, we're gonna be oppressed for. It's like, we're becoming very conscious of it this year, Like, I don't think it means you'll never be able to get a fucking job again. Especially if you're good. Just be fucking good.
This too
be
shall pass.
good at what you do.
This too
Be
shall
good at
pass
what
me.
you do, you know? Like, I mean, it's
Fam,
people not being afraid.
Y'all might have one off year. I promise you, the white man will bounce back.
Right.
I hope
He
it's
will-
not
It's a-
because
he
they
will
feel
bounce back,
oppressed.
fam.
and
It's a
started-
Teddy Warbucks going crazy right now, dog, trying to figure it out.
Film. The white man has built a system that's strong enough that this 1 year he probably already predicted it. He probably put it in the plan. He probably was like, "Yo, we gonna have a down year in 21. Everybody good, right? Put your money up
Yeah,
and shit.
nigga-
21, we gonna let niggas think they getting somewhere."
There's all the homies betting on don't pass. They up anyways.
Real shit.
They also think there's like two different groups of white people where like me and my friends don't even think like about being white. Like we want to like hire diversity. Like we're not going like let's hire a white person. Where I understand more if you're like a person of color, you're like, I want to hire people of color around me. I don't want that to become popular for white people who listen to Joe Rogan to go, yeah, white people are oppressed. I should just be hiring white, like that camaraderie
course.
around being white.
But that's
I
already
think
happened.
is bad.
That's already happened.
But, yeah, but don't foster it, Joe Rogan.
1,000%. I agree with you. I'm with you. I'm letting you do your duty. I apologize if it feels like I'm not letting you do your duty.
Yeah,
Because I know you were fighting the other white people.
He's
who you
invited.
feel as though are
There's two
villains.
groups of whites.
And I appreciate you.
And I don't want more people to cycle in that other group of whites.
But I also think that people hire within communities they're in. You know what I'm saying? So like if we had the power
there's
to
definitely
hire,
the group that also
I
doesn't
think
fucking think about
you
it.
said it right there. I think that's the case. It's like, it's really just empowering, people like us to really go out and be the ones that are hiring people like us. You know
For
what I'm
sure.
saying? It's important. There are those. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
There are those diamonds in the rough of people that are overqualified but get overlooked because of whatever circumstance or hurdle might be in front of them. But if the people who are hiring them look like them, it's again, it's even in the playing field.
That is why you know what? Look at God. This is how you end the show. This is a full circle.
Full circle moment.
Full circle when I went blank. That moment.
Came back.
This is why I was saying that was because I was saying through segregation, it allowed us to not be able to have the power to hire our own within our community. So one of the solutions I say to actual police is defunding the police is hiring within our own communities. So if we were allowed to know that you could police within your own communities. I know how to communicate with niggas who look like me and who
like,
on
nigga,
the
you
same
tripping
block
right
as
now,
me.
relax.
Hey, nigga, the fuck,
Yeah,
stop playing with
stop
me.
playing with me. I
I'm
know
gonna
your
arrest
mama.
your ass.
I
Nigga,
know your mama.
Yes, nigga, you go, all right, keep playing.
Facts.
You know how to have that conversation versus people who are afraid.
Scared.
Because I don't know what you look like. You moved.
Yeah,
I moved,
yeah.
nigga. Yes, I'm a person. I moved. Yes, I moved. So like for me, it's like being able to hire within our own communities in a lot of different ways. That's through teachers.
Right.
That's through teachers not being able to call you a special ed student just because they're mad or because they can't communicate or because they don't understand the fact that all African American kids are bilingual. We got two different languages we speak.
Right.
The one we gotta speak to your ass to make you comfortable, and then the way I fucking talk.
Right.
So it's like all these different things, like our problems, and probably would be easier solutions is if you were hiring within your own communities. As much as that sounds fucked up, and it sounds like I'm preaching segregation, it is. No, I'm joking. No, it just sounds fucked up.
So like,
I just feel like that our community would have been stronger by now, and we would have been able to have real. Be on the same page. Is the reason that we haven't been able to progress as we should is the same reason they brought when they brought us here and they separated us to make sure that we couldn't speak the same language. Theory. Exactly. So we still have not been able to ever get on the same page and speak the same language to each other because we all from different tribes, different things, different blah, blah, blah. And they made sure of that. If we would have been allowed to keep our actual communities and the things we were building, I just think that we would be much further within this country by now.
Right. Now, I mean, it was going on. You got to think, like, I did the Judas and the Black Messiah soundtrack, and, like, I've learned so much about Huey P. Newton, like, during that process, just by watching the movie and being involved in, like, the creation of that album. And realizing that, like, the whole movement was really just to uplift the people. You know what I'm saying? It was really just to give the people what they was deserving, what they, you know what I'm saying? Just the bare necessities of what they need to survive. Right? And sometimes, I mean, at that time, even that was too much to ask for.
It was.
You know, so it's just
Well, they understood the power in it.
They understand the power in that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, now it's like, again, with these platforms like what you have, and you know the things that we all doing, and now the power is really getting back into the people, and you know it's being done the right way. You know, so you know, kudos to you guys on this podcast for creating this type of platform and bringing these people on to address these issues and making them, you know, hot topics.
For sure. Yeah, Chris. I mean, you for like black people and equality and stuff, right? I ain't never really asked.
You don't call nigga.
Episode 104. He's like,
I just found
I should bring this up.
Chris, do you
You cool with us getting shit, right?
do you fuck with the vision?
Do we do it?
I think we did it. Thank you so much.
Yes,
for coming on.
Thank you, Derek Ali. Thank you, MixedByAli.
They call my whole government, bro. Nah, shout out to
I didn't know it. I felt like I didn't want to necessarily call you Mix. I didn't know if you were like MixedByAli.
Nah,
so.
it's all love. Like I said earlier, man, I'm grateful to have, you know what I'm saying, you guys invite me onto the platform and, you know, let me speak my piece, and I had a great time.
We appreciate you, brother.
Great speaking.
My nigga. Like, for real. Zip it up.
Zip it out. Have a good week.
All right, bye.
How was that?
Yeah, you were great.